Hello, I'm Sydney Garcia, and welcome to People in Perspective. Today on the show we have John Fields, a teacher at Riverside Brookfield High School. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
That's great. Just to get us started off, what inspired you to become a teacher?
So I was in college. I was a freshman in college, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And so I had taken just a bunch of kind of gen ed classes, and I had this intro to American history class my second semester of freshman year, and I had this professor who just blew me away. And so I decided to major in history. And then when I was in graduate school, I had the opportunity to be a teaching assistant. And that was my first foray into teaching, and so I really enjoyed teaching, and I loved history. So that kind of brought me to being a social studies teacher.
That's great. So it wasn't your original plan?
No, I had all kinds of different plans in high school. For a while in high school, I wanted to be an architect, and then I got to a certain point in math, and I was not that good in math, and so my dreams of architecture went down the window. And then I just kind of got into college and just thought I'd figure it out, and I ultimately came upon history and political science, and then those pointed me towards social studies teacher.
How long have you been teaching for?
So this is my 23rd year of teaching. I taught 3 years prior at a school in Champaign, and I've been here for 20 years.
Were you always a history or sociology teacher?
So yeah, always social studies.
Social studies.
I've taught most classes in the department. Taught Western Civ, World History, American Studies, U.S. History, AP U.S. History, Sociology, Government, Area Studies. Over the last, I'd say 10 years, I've been consistently sociology, consistently AP U.S. History, and then sometimes government.
So what made you come to RB to work here?
Well, so I'm from Chicago area. I had been teaching in Champaign, and I had been living down in Champaign for about 9 years. I went to college there, and I wanted to come back home, and so I applied probably to 100 schools, and couldn't find a job. And there was actually a maternity leave job here that I took in the spring of 2003, and then I was fortunate enough to get a job full-time in the fall of 2003.
That's good. I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
How has your experience been here so far?
Oh, it's great. I love it here. I love the kids. I love my co-teachers that I work with, my colleagues. It's been a really great experience. There's a lot has changed here, all for the better, I believe. And I'm very fortunate. I feel lucky to have this job, and I love teaching. I love being with the students and my coworkers, and it's a great place. So I feel very fortunate.
That's good. Your wife works here, right?
Yes, Miss Harcy is an English teacher. We met here, and she's been here for 18 years. So
that's good. So you have 2 kids at home?
I have 2 young children, ages 6 and 2. So that is the one thing that keeps me away from the building, is because they are sick often. So this year's been kind of a rough year, but yeah, they're great.
Yeah. How has it been juggling being a teacher and with your kids?
Well, I think teaching is good in many ways because the hours are really conducive, especially pickup after school, and weekends off and summers off is really nice to be with the kids. It's just since COVID, there's been a lot more just my kids being sick. And so that's the only thing that's been a struggle with balancing, but they're great. I love being with them. They're very fun. They kind of invigorate me, and they're full of enthusiasm, and so I really enjoy them.
And keep you on your toes.
They keep me on my toes quite a bit, yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining me today on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
I'm Sydney Garcia, and this was People in Perspective.